What do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
That use fiat currency as a store of value. We call them core. We call them core. People that use fiat currency, we call them core. We call them core. We call them core. We call them core. There's a name for it. We call them core. We call them core. Okay? Right, like, the point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever more. Forever.
Right, but we can all look Bitcoin sort of
forever more. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them core. We call them core. People that use fiat currency, we call them core. We call them core. We call them core. We call them core. There's a name for it. We call them core. 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 Okay.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so shout out to everybody who is in the building early. It's good to see each and every one of you. If you can hear me okay and everything looks good on the screen, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you cannot hear me or things are looking and sounding bad, please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to shout out everybody who's in the building early. All right. Shout out to my man, Carlton Way. What's good with it, bro? We got Brooklyn Queen in the building. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen, mod extraordinaire. Make sure you guys do exactly what she's saying right there in her comment. Shout out to you, Brooklyn Queen. I appreciate you. Shout out to Catsy. What's good with it, Catsy? We got Portia, the Great God, in the building. What's good with it, Portia? We got my man Fantizzy in the house. Shout out to Fantizzy. All right. So we're going to talk about some crypto news like we always do. But the first thing we're going to talk about is some very interesting inconsistencies with people, right? Shout out to my man AB Promotions, aka Fomosaki. You know what I'm saying? What's good with it, bro? All right. So check this out, man. Let me ask you guys this question. What are some things that you guys can name that have significantly increased in price over your lifetime? Right? You guys all hear the stories about your parents when they tell you all this stuff, right? Your parents, in most cases, should have the best investment advice, right? And many times they have moderate investment advice that is decent. It just needs to be adjusted for current times. The problem is that many people just don't accept the times that they live in, right? And it's interesting, man. You know, believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? Your boy got a work evaluation today. And of course, it was great. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it was great, right? Shout out to my man, Bronze the God. What's good with it, bro? Good to see you as always. All right. Of course, your boy's work evaluation was great because your boy's work ethic is great, right? But we was chopping it up. And now this was crazy, right? Listen, man, shout out to my boss, right? My boss has 2 master's degrees, and he's a black male, and he's half my age. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy is old enough to be my son. You know what I'm saying? Which is, hey, listen, man, I'm not one of them people at the job that, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got somebody like you, that's the boss, and you know what I'm saying? Like, man, my man hooked me up. You know what I'm saying? I do the best that I can to make it seem or to make it appear or to materialize the fact that his decision in investing in me, you know what I'm saying, was a good one. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to do the best that I can. And, you know, the work eval, you know, for the most part, validated that, right? But we was having a conversation, man. We was chopping it up, and we started talking about crypto. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was saying like, yeah, you know, I used to be in crypto, yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, Aristo Pat. What's good with it, bro? And he was like, yo, like I sold it all that I had, and I was thinking about getting back in it, but it's too expensive. Right? It's too expensive. Look at what you shout out to Aristopat. Facts. If you guys agree with Aristopat, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's facts right there. When you get your stuff right now, this is when those big pumps come. This is when you see what you got right now turn into double. And shout out to the people that have been rocking with your boy for a long time. How many times have we woke up and, you know, things been looking a lot different? You know what I'm saying? It's been multiple times. It's going to be multiple more times to come, right? So I'm chopping it up with my man, and he like, I sold it all. It's too expensive to get in now. Bitcoin is like $100,000. Now, this is what I'm saying, right? Let's take that statement for a minute. Bitcoin is like $100,000. Factual statement, right? Shout out to my man Vincent Harper. What's good with it, bro? But here goes the question. Over your lifetime and things that you've heard your parents talk about, how many of those things have gotten more expensive? Let's start. Give me some stuff in the chat, right? Price of gas, right? I remember back in the 80s when you could get 90-cent unleaded gas. How many people remember them days? I remember in the 80s when the gas was like 70 cents. And you know, they had Standard Oil Company. You know what I'm saying? My parents used to be complaining about it. They had the Holland Oil Company. You know what I'm saying? My parents was complaining about it. 90-cent gas. That was before BP and all that, right? Yeah, that's how old your boy is, right? So you got gas. How many people remember their parents talking about the 15, 20-cent movies? I remember when I used to go to the 15, 20-cent movies. Let me ask y'all this. Is there even a dollar movie around anymore? Is there even a dollar movie? I remember, we used to have like dollar movies. You know what I'm saying? We used to have like Cinemark and all that. Now, I don't think none of them is a dollar anymore. I don't think there's any dollar movies out anymore. I remember back in the day, they used to have 10-cent wing night. I don't think it's 10 cents no more. You know what I'm saying? The wings are expensive, right? Houses, right? I remember when a moderately priced house, right? Shout out to my man Cameron. What's good with it, bro? A moderately priced house now is one Bitcoin, right? It's about $100,000, $200,000, at least in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? At least where I stay. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 216, right? But what's crazy about it? Yeah, shout out to Bronze. Lumber, gas, food, housing. Let me ask y'all this. Who remember the 59, 79, 99? Remember that? Taco Bell, they had Lil Richard doing the commercial. 59, 79, 99. Who remember that? Right? They had that, right? What else? What else did they have? It was a cheap menu. I seen this on Jeopardy the other day. The $5 footlongs, they don't have $5 footlongs no more. Shout out to my man Jay the Informant. What's good with it? Shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. Also, please share the stream to your social media. Here's a better one that didn't nobody say yet. How about stamps? Man, who remember when the standard cost of a stamp was 25 cents? You need 25 cents for postage, and you can send your mail anywhere in the United States. How much now? It costs so much, and the price is so variable. They don't even put the price on the stamp no more. It just say first class mail. I remember when they first started making them first class mail stamps, and I would buy them because I'm like, yo, this don't have a price on it, which means that if the stamp go 25 cents, then it was 29 cents. It don't matter. It just say first class mail. So this to take care of it. So I was an early adopter, right, of the first class mail. Now, here goes my question to y'all. How many people have stopped engaging in any of those activities because they're quote unquote so expensive? Yeah, penny candy, right? Remember the Cherry Clans and the Johnny Appleseed, the Boston Baked Beans, the Lemon Heads, right? I don't even think they make the Johnny Appleseeds in the Cherry Clans no more. You know what I'm saying? I think they call it something else now. You know what I'm saying? But who remembers any of that? Who stopped buying anything as a result of the things being that expensive? Nobody, right? What everybody does is now everybody just pays for it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all would disagree, give me a thumbs down. That's all they do now. Now everybody just pays for it. Shout out to my man, DC Precise. Yeah, shout out to DC. DC said my dad would give me a dub for gas and for lunch for the week. I would tell him I needed like 5 more, and he told me, make it work. Yeah, just like old girl on Friday. Make it enough, right? Make it enough. What I'm supposed to do with $10? Make it enough, right? How many times y'all heard that?
What kind of shit is that?
Right? So now here's my question. Who has stopped buying or using any of that stuff that used to be expensive? You know what's crazy? You know the only thing that has gone down in price? Unhealthy food and stuff that you don't need. The price of TVs has decreased, right? You guys remember them big box TVs used to cost like, $1,500, you know what I'm saying? Maybe down to like $750. Those have decreased in price, right? What that you need that's a necessity has decreased in price? Nothing. But you know what's crazy? Medicine, right? Who stopped taking medicine? Now you got a copay at every insurance, right? Who stopped doing any of that stuff because it's quote unquote getting more expensive? No one. No one. All of those businesses are not anywhere near in the threat of going out of business. There's none of those businesses that are near the threat of industry implosion. What about the price of electricity? How much has a kilowatt hour gone up? No one has stopped doing anything as a result of price. The only thing that people will stop or have a resistance to doing because of price is something that'll improve their situation. How crazy is that? So I broke it down to him like that. I was like, yo, so bro, tell me some stuff that's increased in price over the time, time that you've been alive in your short life. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. When the last time you get some of that stuff? Oh, just yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I just filled my tank up yesterday. I'm like, so why then will you do that? But you have a resistance to getting into an investment that you know is going to increase over time because it's quote unquote too expensive right now. The idea is for this investment to get more expensive over time. So if you look at an appreciating asset is always going to get bigger over time. It's going to always get bigger over time. If the asset appreciates, right? If an asset depreciates, it's always going to get cheaper. There's actually an entire market for used cars, the depreciated car market. And there's an entire industry behind that, separate from the new car industry. Remax, as far as houses go, right? People refinance their old house. They buy it again. Somebody make it make sense. Shout out to Al McCowan. Rent. Who stopped renting? You can't buy, right? A lot of people kind of did because they're living with their parents now, right? But this is my question for you guys. We just listed off all of this stuff, and all of this stuff has gotten more expensive over time. No one has stopped dealing with it. Yet, when it comes to something that will help them, something that will improve their situation, something that will help them to become independent, or at least to have less dependence on what we deal with currently, they have a resistance to it. Well, it's too expensive. That's the idea. If it was cheap, you wouldn't want to get into it. Let me ask you guys this question. If Bitcoin was still $100, who would be interested in it? Probably nobody. Probably no one. The reason why people are talking about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is because they started off so cheap and now they're so expensive. So my question for people is, make sense of that for me. Somebody make sense of it. How does it make sense? Does it make sense? Why are people like that? I wish I had the answer. But it's a question that we can continue to ask. It's an experiment that we can continue to run. And it's just more and more of the pattern of things that we see. What about tuition for private schools? People still sending their kids to private schools. Everything has gone up significantly in price, at the very least in the last, 40 years. Everybody's still doing everything. As a matter of fact, cell phones are more popular than they've ever been in history. They've had a significant history. They've been around for a while now. And they're more expensive than they've ever been. Now, again, and I just can't make sense of this. This is one of the reasons why I never get new cell phones or anything like that. I will never be able to justify paying a monthly payment on phone hardware. I'll never understand it. I don't understand it. I'm not buying a cell phone that costs the same as what I bought my car in high school for. I can't justify that. But people do it every day. Why? Let me ask you guys this question. What's the return on a cell phone? There is no return on a cell phone. You're going to get a bill, and in about 3 months, your phone will be obsolete. But nobody says cell phones are too expensive. I think I'm one of the only people that says cell phones are too expensive. Now everybody just pulls out their $3,000 cell phone and just plays on it while the world is going on around them, as if that's something normal. There's nothing normal about that. I mean, if we're talking about mathematical normal and we're talking about a large percentage of people that do something, yeah, I guess it would then be normal. But if you're talking about, expected behavior, no, I don't think that's normal. Yeah, shout out to AB Promotions. If you guys agree with AB Promotions, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. AB says, big facts. I'm never buying $1,000 phone. Facts. And then the same people complain that they don't have any money. And then they pull out the $1,500 iPhone Does it have wheels? Does it have 4-wheel drive? Does it have high intensity discharge lights? You know what I'm saying? Does it have heated seats, bucket seats? What's the safety specs on your phone? Oh, you don't have safety specs on your phone. As a matter of fact, you got to get an OtterBox or a life case for it to make sure that nothing happens to it because it's so delicate. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cameron. Cars are like $40,000. Listen, how many people have ever heard of a modular home? You could buy a modular home for less than that. In the middle of nowhere, on some land that's got a river or a stream running through it. Shout out to Carlton. Wait, Carlton said the phone has the crypto app. Listen, you can get you a cheap phone with the crypto app. Now check this out, right? I got an iPhone, but it ain't no good one. It's an old school one. It's like the iPhone that I first got that I'm just not going to get a new one. Shout out to Jay. Jay said tiny home. Now you can get a modular home that's got like 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. It's like a factory built home. Now here goes what's funny about it, right? People will roast these factory built homes now. In the future, if you plan on buying, it's going to be the only thing that you get. Because in the future, what's going to happen is fragmented asset ownership. Nobody's really going to own too much of anything. Everything's going to be too expensive. Where's the money going to be coming from? Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said, we got our house when I was in 2nd grade for $22,000. Now, today, right, how much is the value of your house? In dollars, how much is the value of your house in Bitcoin? You know what I'm saying? Now, look at that, right? I want you guys to understand something. When the questions get difficult and people are forced to reckon with their own illogical nature, I want you to see what happens. Look at the chat. Oh, I can't deal. I gotta go. I gotta go. And instead of actually sitting down and answering the question, they got to go. The same way their money gonna go. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, shout out to Carlton. Carlton said, you'll own nothing and be happy. Which is a change, because now people own nothing and they're not happy. But in the future, you will own nothing and be happy. Shout out to my man, AB. Make sure y'all throw some flames in the chat for AB. AB said, my house is 5 Bitcoin. My house is 5 Bitcoin. Now, if you pay attention and you look over the course of 7 years, in Bitcoin, has the cost of your house increased or has it decreased? Now, when it comes to in Bitcoin, the cost of the house is decreased, right? But when it comes to dollars, the cost of the house is increased. Yet and still, it's the Bitcoin that people say is a scam. Somebody mathematically makes sense of that. Yeah, shout out to Bronze and God. Bronze know what's happening. Bronze said, my plan is to buy a modular home and a double wide and some land. Bro, same here. Same here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to DC Precise. The new phones don't let you have a memory card. You can't put an SD card in there. You can't expand the memory. So if you can't expand the memory, what's that mean? Planned obsolescence. Got to get you a new phone. And the apps are just going to continue to require more and more memory, right? Now that you have, graphics running, now that you have JavaScript running, now that you have all these different programming languages running, now that you got artificial intelligence running, they got the iPhones and the Google phones that's going to have artificial intelligence. What you going to do? What you going to do? Here, where's the money coming from? I don't know if anybody heard, but recently Elon Musk, and I said this long time ago, long before Elon Musk said it. Now Elon Musk said if artificial intelligence takes many of the human jobs, there's going to have to be a universal basic income. And from my conclusion, right, that was the purpose of universal basic income the entire time. The implosion of the financial system and the 4th industrial revolution that's going to make human employment obsolete. Listen, I want you guys to understand this. All statistics will change. The U.S. Census Bureau information will change. Human labor will soon be obsolete. If there's no human labor, how will people make money? I know how we'll make money, right? But we can have this conversation about poor people, right? Because they'll be the ones trying to figure it out. And it'll just be, Friday night coffee talk, cigar chatter for us. You know what I'm saying? So What are these broke people going to do? I don't know. I know one thing that they're probably going to try to do, rob us, right? That's one of the things that they're probably going to do, or try to at least, right? Yeah. Shout out to DC Prasad. Yeah, I actually know Rob Braxton, and Rob Braxton knows me. He's a cool dude. I didn't know. You watch him on YouTube? Yeah, man. Shout out to Rob. Hey, I'm actually on. I don't know if you know about his little social media thing that he got. Brax Me. I haven't been on there in forever. Katsy knows Rob Braxton too. Katsy knows Rob Braxton. Izzy knows Rob Braxton. We all know Rob Braxton. You know what I'm saying? And when I say like I actually know Rob Braxton, like I actually know him. Like if I, you know what I'm saying, like came to his chat, he would, oh, what's good? What's going on, Rob? You know what I'm saying? He's a smart dude, really smart dude. He's been, I'm sure he got hell, like he probably for real, like a secret millionaire, to be honest. Like he's been in crypto same amount of time as me. Matter of fact, he used to watch the old school tale from the crypto. You know what I'm saying? He's got his own social media app called Brax Me. He's been in cybersecurity at literally as long as I've known him, which has been at least, I would say, like 7 or 8 years. Real smart dude. Good YouTube content creator too. He shifted over from the app that we all used to be on to YouTube, and he's adapted very well on YouTube and is doing real well. You know what I'm saying? He's always been ahead of his time. Shout out to DC. That's one of the things that kind of, you know what I'm saying, I actually, you know, we kind of start chopping it up about. He's been talking about AI the past few times that I watched. Yeah, he's funny, man. Like he's been onto Facebook and onto the data mining and all that. You know what I'm saying? He would always call it zucked. You've been zucked. You know what I'm saying? What the zuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cameron. What's good with it, Patrick? Cameron said, what happened to the AI rapper with the Gucci Tesla truck? You talking about FN Mecca? I don't know. They might have turned him into an AI agent. Maybe he always been an AI agent. Maybe it's a lot of AI agents that we don't know about. TD might be one. You know what I'm saying? TD might be one. So we're going to talk about this Bitcoin dominance. All right. So check this out right here. Why the Bitcoin dominance reaching 71% is important for altcoin season to begin. Now, again, let me ask you this. How does altcoin season begin with a 71% Bitcoin dominance? Think about, I want you guys to mathematically think about that. Just think of a graph, you know what I'm saying? And 70% of the graph is one color and 30%, or in this case, 29% is the other color, right? How is there going to be an altcoin season with that type of spread? This is almost 80-20 principle right here. 70-30, right? Insulin, right? So now here it says Bitcoin continued dominance has remained a defining feature of the current market cycle, with the leading crypto asset receiving most of the inflows into the market. At the time of writing, Bitcoin's dominance over the entire market is at 60.3% after a 4% increase in the past 24 hours. Notably, crypto analyst Rect Capital pointed to the 71% dominance level as an important threshold for crypto investors still awaiting an altcoin season. All right, so now again, how can altcoins ever go beyond 50% if Bitcoin is at 70%? That's my question for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Ha! Shout out to AB Promotions. Make sure y'all show AB some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for AB. AB says, side note, thanks for the ride, lady. Is in the Discord community. Hey, we might have to make a thanks for the ride, lady drop. What do you think about that? Make sure y'all show AB some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for AB for funding the organization. Definitely appreciate it, bro.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
So, yeah, man, this is the question. How are we ever going to get to an altcoin season if Bitcoin is taking up so much of the market? The idea is for the inflows from Bitcoin to go into the altcoins, right? So it's just kind of like a pass around type thing. The funds go into Bitcoin. Bitcoin stays a particular price. People sell off Bitcoin profits, put the profits into the altcoins. The altcoin profits jump, right? Would everybody agree for the most part that is the cycle of things that we expect? If it is, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down. So if we got a 71% Bitcoin dominance, I mean, that's a good thing, right? But the idea is that the dominance is going to have to go down because some of that inflow into the Bitcoin dominance is going to have to go into the altcoins, unless somehow the altcoins are going to get their inflows from other sources, right? And then the question is going to be, well, what would those other sources be? Those other sources could be anything, right? But what we've traditionally seen is inflows from Bitcoin going into altcoins, right? The Bitcoin dominance chart, which tracks Bitcoin's market capitalization in relation to the entire crypto market, has consistently risen through this cycle, even during periods of price corrections. So again, my question for you guys is, if this is the case, how is it that the Bitcoin price still is doing what it's doing? What's going on with the Bitcoin price? Bitcoin's dominance has been fueled by institutional demand after the induction of spot Bitcoin ETFs and market dynamics favoring Bitcoin as a potential reserve for countries. Yet, and still, the price of Bitcoin is not really jumped the way that people would expect it to jump, right? So the question is why? Why hasn't the price of Bitcoin jumped the way that people would expect it to jump? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? A direct consequence of this prolonged Bitcoin dominance has been the sluggish performance of the altcoin market. Although some altcoins like Solana and XRP have managed to outperform Bitcoin for brief periods, the capital has consistently rotated back into Bitcoin, preventing a sustained altcoin market breakout. And this for the most part legitimizes what I just said up there, right? This, for the most part, legitimizes what I said up there. So that being said, if we know that XRP and Solana are, for periods of time, outperforming Bitcoin, what do you guys think about XRP and Solana as consistent investments? What do you guys think about them? However, some analysts believe a significant breakout could be very close, with Bitcoin dominance now sitting at a multi-year high. Okay. One such analyst is an analyst known as Rect Capital on social media platform X. His analysis reveals a historical pattern where altcoin seasons emerge whenever Bitcoin dominance reaches a key threshold and subsequently faces a rejection. All right, so this is interesting, right? Because now what we're doing is we're looking at a financial chart, candlesticks, but these candlesticks are not in relation to the quote unquote Bitcoin price. It's in regards to the Bitcoin dominance. All right. It's in relation to the Bitcoin dominance. So there's a Bitcoin dominance resistance. All right. So what happens is going to hit that resistance and bounce down. All right. This is interesting. All right. According to a Bitcoin dominance chart that accompanied his analysis, Bitcoin's dominance has been rejected at around the 71% level three successive times in the past. Interestingly, each rejection has been marked by Bitcoin's dominance falling over multiple monthly candles as altcoins outperformed Bitcoin throughout those months. Now, explain that relationship, ladies and gentlemen, because if you can explain that relationship, for the most part, you'll be able to understand this stuff in time to market. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all have not smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell, and also please share the stream to your social media. All right. The most recent occurrence of this pattern was during the 2021 bull market. At the time, Bitcoin dominance briefly spiked above 72% before reversing course. All right, so what happened? It hit that wall and went backwards. How many people have ever seen any of those videos with the crash dummies in them, and they got a car and it's driving into a wall, and then when it hits the wall at full speed, it crunches up, right? And then it goes back. So when it hits the wall, it crunching up, it consolidates, right? Because that's what consolidation is. The car consolidates, the airbags blow up, and then it rolls backwards As it's the same thing. All right, same thing. Once rejected, it entered a 5-month downtrend, ultimately stabilizing at around the 40% level as altcoins took control of the market. All right. Now, they're asking the question, will 71% trigger a new altcoin season? Now, if you ask me, you can never say what's going to trigger a new altcoin season, especially with all the new introduced market dynamics and different things that we have going on. However, I think it's a good key area to start looking at and having observations and making hypothesis on, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Although Bitcoin's dominance is not at 71% yet, it is still steadily inching upwards toward this level. Particularly, Bitcoin's dominance is at 60.3%, and there are no signs of slowing down. This means that investors are banking on a repeat of a rejection at around 71% and might have to wait longer for the dominance to even reach this level. All right, now, this is what's funny, right? Now, and again, I don't have to sit here and make stuff up. None of us do, right? Let me ask y'all this question, because this is how it is for me. As of right now, like everything was going good, right? And, remember, the new highs are now the lows, right? Everybody's cryptocurrency wallet and portfolio is looking great. It's looking amazing, right? But the newness has worn off and it's not looking so great anymore because people are expecting the growth like what they saw to get to this point right here. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Right? Why am I saying that? I'm saying that to say this. When it comes to the cryptocurrency right now, with Bitcoin where it is, Bitcoin is what's holding my portfolio up. I'm not even going to lie. Even like most of the stuff where I had significant gains in, man, they've all melted away. Bitcoin is what's holding my portfolio up. But what's crazy, Bitcoin is the most stable asset in my portfolio, and the Bitcoin is holding my portfolio up, which is wild. But that's how it is right now. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change eventually, but that's how it is right now, right? If the 71% dominance level eventually becomes a local top again, historical patterns suggest altcoins could experience rapid gains. All right, so now I want to ask you guys this question, right? Let's just say, for instance, Bitcoin hits this 71% market dominance tomorrow, and then by next Friday, altcoins start pumping like crazy. Let me ask you guys this question. What altcoin sets off alt season? What altcoin sets off alt season? Will it be Solana? Will it be XRP? Will it be SuiSwap? Will it be Chainlink? Will it be Ethereum? What altcoin is going to set off altcoin season? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. And listen, like I said, for the most part, everything is very nicely priced to just buy and not touch right now. Buy and stake. Buy and get interest, right? However, unlike in previous cycles, Ethereum, there it is. Ethereum may not take the lead in an altcoin season this time around. The leading altcoin has struggled to gain momentum this cycle as recent market dynamics have diminished its dominance in relation to other altcoins like XRP, Solana, and Dogecoin, which are witnessing more interest among crypto traders. And again, I want you guys to pay very close attention. You see Dogecoin in the conversation with the big boys. Shout out to DC Precise. DC Precise said Fartcoin. Hey, listen, man. Hey, if Dogecoin can do it, Fartcoin can do it. If Dogecoin can do it, Fartcoin can do it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB Promotions. Yeah, I gotta agree. AB Promotion says modern investor has been talking about ETH, and and honestly, I think that his what he's been saying in his assessment of the Ethereum situation, I think is pretty accurate. To be honest, like what's going on? What's going on with Ethereum? There's nothing really explaining why Ethereum's not performing. You know what I'm saying? This is interesting. This is wild. I just saw this. This is how stuff. This is how you never get done with stuff, because then they just decide to post insanity. This is some. We're not gonna do this one yet, but this is some insanity that I just saw. You know what I'm saying? So what we're gonna talk about next is we're gonna talk about these Bitcoin ETFs that could possibly be coming to Japan. Now, again, we got to ask this question, right? With these Bitcoin ETFs that keep getting approved, how is it that the Bitcoin price just continues to stay sideways? Anybody got any ideas? How is the Bitcoin price staying sideways with all these ETFs? Do you guys remember when like the BlackRock ETFs and all that got approved? There's been mad ETFs approved since then, right? Now, the initial inflow, it brought the price up from what, about $60,000 to where we are now, like in the 90s. More ETFs continue to get approved, yet we are not seeing these prices increase. How so? Bitcoin ETFs coming to Japan. Government prepares to end ban. Why are they ending the ban? Why are they ending the ban? And listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. You know, when it comes to these articles, and a lot of these articles say, oh, you know, this altcoin is going to, I don't trust a lot of those articles, especially if they talk about altcoins that I've never heard of or that I've never seen. I got to invest in some time in studying these altcoins and see if they're actually legit. But if you ask me, a lot of times, a lot of these companies, they take some money and they might pay like a news outlet or some media outlet to give this quote unquote altcoin or give XYZ altcoin some positive publicity. And, you know, we really don't know the legitimacy of the coin. So when you read these articles and they talk about stuff that you never really heard of, you know, I would say do your own research, you know what I'm saying? Cross-reference it and take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying, you know, they might not be onto something. I'm just saying make sure you do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the sun could be set to shine brighter in Japan's financial horizon as regulators take another look at how Bitcoin will play a role in the country's financial landscape. Now, I want, again, and I keep asking y'all this question. You see this crazy article down here? This is the one that I was talking about. Can XRP hit $10,000? They talking about a $10,000 XRP. You know what I'm saying? What's the time frame on a $10,000 XRP? I don't think people thought that it was a lifetime time frame that they would see $100,000 Bitcoin. I don't think anybody thought that they would see that in their lifetime. It's people now that probably still don't think they're going to see $1 million Bitcoin in their lifetime. You will, unless you own hospice right now. Even if you own hospice, you know what I'm saying? You might. You know what I'm saying? You might. Authorities are now considering lifting a long-standing ban on Bitcoin and crypto exchange-traded funds. This might signal a new era in the government's outlook on digital currencies. And I want you guys to just pay attention. It's wild. It's wild how everybody does what the United States does. Right? Now, again, you know, this is wild, right? We about to have one of them conversations that's about to clear the chat out, right? The chat finna clear. I'm warning y'all in advance. You know, the weak people be up in here. They don't be commenting. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're going to get, you know, I don't, in people's chats that actually go in on their audience, they actually can't stop talking. But, you know, where you don't get gone in on by the content creator, you're shy. It very strange dynamic. You know what I'm saying? People have social dyslexia in 2025, but it is what it is, right? We about to clear the chat. How many people would agree? Yeah, shout out to Carlton. Hit the button. Hit the button early, right? Hit the button. The way that the United States suddenly became pro-crypto and now the entire world is pro-crypto, that would say Trump is leading the culture. Now, Trump came into office with the anti-woke stuff and the anti-DEI stuff, and look at all the woke companies, right? The companies that people consider woke, all the DEI companies, they all dropping their DEI stuff voluntarily, right? Nobody told them to do that. Ain't no laws yet. They just start doing it already preemptively. The financial culture is being led. Is this a fact? If this is a fact, give me a thumbs up. If it's not a fact, give me a thumbs down. So, you hear this thing and people say, quote unquote, Weez leads the culture. Okay. But I would go as far as to say there's multiple cultures and Weez don't leads them all. And one of them that we don't leads is the financial culture. Right. Shout out to my man, AW1. Right. Now, if you ask me, first 30 days of Trump presidency, it's hard to argue against the fact that what he does, the rest of the world follows. That being the case, how can it be said that he's not leading the culture? That's my question. He's threatening people. They do what he says. He's making moves. Other countries copy. Let me ask you guys this. How many people have copied the wealth gap? I'm just saying. Somebody give me a number and who the people are that have copied the wealth gap. Somebody tell me. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said we lead this. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton said we lead the social culture. Possibly. It's arguments that would support that. You know what I'm saying? It's arguments that would support that. But when people have those conversations, it's interesting. They act as if culture is not multifaceted. It's not multifaceted. I would go as far as to say there's a difference in culture between new money versus old money, right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So there's cultures and then there's subcultures, right? These are things that people will learn in anthropology class, right? So, I just find that interesting. And, I think that people should talk about that. Because my question for people is, like I said, you don't really see a bunch of people scrambling to copy the wealth gap thing. They're not doing that, right? But at the same time, though, you don't see people scrambling to chase wealth to close the gap either, which is weird. Right. So again, my question is, how do you explain that dynamic? And then how does that legitimize any current day complaints? This is my question. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's a question, right? Questions are meant to be answered. Questions are meant to be researched. Questions are meant to be looked at and assessed, right? Not cried about, right? Should nobody be crying about no question? Did nobody ask anybody to pick a switch off a tree? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, AB Promotions. AB says, I was watching a video and the person said that it was Eric Trump who brought Donald around to crypto. Probably because Donald Trump used to be one of them old people. He was one of them old ninjas, right? Because old ninjas say crypto is a scam, right? Millennials and younger people don't say that. Millennials and younger people are trying to live the American dream somehow, and they can't afford a house with American dollars, so they're trying to do what they can do. Right? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? The old people say that, Cash App and all that stuff is any electronics is the scam. Electronics is the devil, all this stuff, right? This is the stuff that they say. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions says the Super Bowl was definitely a subculture that them folks couldn't get into. I didn't even see it. I don't know what went on, but it seems like some people were upset with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar was, Kendrick Lamar was doing Kendrick Lamar. He was doing the simp stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the the Kendrick simping, right? And I don't know, man. Maybe some people wasn't feeling it. You can only hear, you know what I'm saying? They ain't like us so much. And then it's like, okay, what's next? Right? So now here it says, if given the green light, This action would open doors for both institutional and retail investors by aligning Japan with other big financial hubs, embracing a crypto-based investment product. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Does it seem like the global financial culture is moving towards crypto and towards DeFi and towards electronic financial systems? If it does, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, then give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said he did some pro-black ish too. So, right, basically what I said, like the sim stuff. Because if to me, right, to me, I don't care about these definitions that these people on YouTube use. If the issue, one of the issues that we have in the country is we don't have financial power or political power. If what was done was not financially empowering or politically empowering, it's not quote unquote pro-black, right? Everybody got their own definition of quote unquote. It's not pro-black. Well, what is the definite? What are the things that cause deficits in the country? Lack of financial resources, lack of factors of production, lack of political influence. Yet and still, all of these qualifiers of quote unquote what is quote unquote pro-black on YouTube, none of that stuff is really talked about in terms of quote unquote pro-black. You know what I'm saying? It's not talked about. But I thought the idea was quote unquote empowerment. Right? I don't know how you empower without money and resources. Who's having conversations about money and resources? Very few people. Right? But the people that aren't having those conversations are the ones who will, you know, try to tell somebody, quote unquote, they are versus aren't pro-black, which is one of the reasons why I call it the simp stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's the simp stuff. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do without money or resources? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but we've been looking at it, which and the answer to that question is nothing. People are gonna complain and then continue to have less resources. That's what people are gonna do without money and resources. But that hasn't stimulated a change in idea, and it hasn't stimulated a change in behavior. So the status quo remains by choice, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to JD Informant. What's going on with the STEM department at the Family to Money Gone Academy? What's going on with the STEM department? They got a sticks and stems department. They got a sticks, stems, and seeds department, and I ain't talking about horticulture. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen, mod extraordinaire, financier extraordinaire, stream sponsor extraordinaire. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen supporting the organization. I definitely appreciate you. Funding that liquidity, you know what I'm saying? Contributing to that crypto strategic reserve. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Brooklyn Queen. And she just bought y'all lunch.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're in Springfield. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
I don't know what's going on with the drops, but they're not working. Let's try this again.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
So don't push me. Ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the... Said it was some Haitians somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels.
Have you seen Garfield?
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me when my cat is cough it up like a hairball. I gotta tell them if they even put a fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter. Usually I'm content, but if you touch my dog, then I'm turning into John Wick. I'm lit. Bird better drop it. If you touch my pet, then I'm pulling up like CrossFit. Gone overseas where they said Hello Kitty, but it ain't there, it's right here in your city. When I turn my back, now the cat goes missing and where my peoples is at. Does anybody know where he took with that? Cause I heard they putting claws on felines, I'm mad. And my cat disappeared just like Felix the cat. And got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat. Got paid back. Thought she was a goner, but the cat came back. If you ain't a pussy cat, say drop that cat. Drop that cat. Drop that cat.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat.
Drop that cat.
Hey, AB got me dying laughing. AB said that big girl kills me every time, bro. She one of them people. You remember when? Hey, who remember when Dance Dance Revolution was popping? Man, when Dance Revolution used to be lit, right? She one of them people that you would be just like walking, you know what I'm saying, like down, you know, going to a store at the mall or something, and you go past the arcade and just doing the most at Dance Dance Revolution and got a whole crowd around watching, just like doing the most with the Dance Dance Revolution, man. That's hilarious. Shout out to Jessie. What's good with it? She would be killing it on Dance Dance Revolution, man. Serious as hell, and everybody just sitting there dying laughing. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious. So now here it says Japan's top financial regulator, the Financial Services Agency, is apparently considering approving Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange traded funds. This will change the investing environment of the country greatly. All right. So again, man, like I keep saying, shout out to my man, Detroit 313. What's good with it, bro? This is what I'm saying. If the world is moving in a direction of cryptocurrency, why is there so much resistance that we see to moving in the direction of cryptocurrency? Listen, you guys, how many people saw that video that TD did about that simp reverend that was asking people to stop going to Target because of quote unquote the DEI efforts? You guys remember that? If you guys remember him, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. Now, anytime people start doing that kind of talk, what they do is they, without knowing, debunk the liquidity lie. You got $22 billion worth of purchasing power. Take it away from Target. You got $22 billion worth of purchasing power. Let me ask you guys this question. How many Bitcoin is that? Anytime anybody says anything about any money, the first question is, how many Bitcoin is that? So you mean to tell me you can't afford any? I don't want to hear this nonsense anymore. You know what I'm saying? Of course she is. Shout out to Detroit 313. Of course she is. Now Ariana Presley, aka Destro, is trying to destroy crypto at the Congressional Hearing Hall. That's because it takes an entire Bitcoin to give her a sufficient makeover. That's why she's trying to. That's why, bro. In case you were curious, you know what I'm saying? It takes an entire Bitcoin to give her a head-to-toe makeover from bumper to bumper. You know what I'm saying? That's why, for real. The Democrats, and again, if you watch like the older videos that I've done, right, have always been anti-cryptocurrency, always, and it doesn't make any sense. The reason why is because they want full control. The bill already passed. What kind of bill was it, bro? It was Ariana Presley's bill, or is it a bill that she's contesting? Hopefully it's a bill that she's contesting. Be broke forever and let us control your life. So stupid, man. And people vote for this nonsense at 80% for the last 60 years. That should never be forgiven. It always has to be brought up. Oh, the Fit 21 Act. That's a good thing, right? That's one of like the strategic reserve bills, right? So that actually passed, and Ariana Presley is upset about it that it passed. Did she have to get somebody to wipe her forehead off and to wipe her scalp down while she was talking about it? I can't stand Ariana Presley. I can't stand a lot of these. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I'm glad. Now, let me ask you this. Now, if somebody bought that childless Catwoman a car that cost a Bitcoin, would she turn it away? I don't like no crypto. They can't even explain. These people can't even explain anything. And let me tell you something. This whole, like this new anti-cryptocurrency thing, it's only because anything that Trump does, the Democrats have to be 100% opposed to it. There's no such thing as honestly, actually, there's some bipartisanship, but the interesting thing about it is most of the bipartisanship, there's a few Democrats who can be bipartisan, but most of the bipartisanship comes on the side of the conservatives, you know what I'm saying, being bipartisan towards the Democrats. Unless it's like Joe Manchin or something like that, you really rarely see Democrats on the side with the conservatives. Yeah, wipe me down. She needed that chamois cloth on top of her head. You know what I'm saying? Wax on, wax off. Destro. You know what I'm saying? She wants the weather dominator. I want the crypto dominator. Cobra Commander. You know what I'm saying? I do not believe that Bitcoin is a good financial instrument for the United States. We'll turn the world currency into dust and replace it with Cobra Coin. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting up there sounding and looking like Destro. Chrome Dome. You know, that's what they used to call Destro. You remember when Duke punched him in the face and he passed out? How many people remember that? Commander Biden, we must make sure that every citizen in America is dependent on the United States government for the bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? Lady J is my cousin, even though I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, how many people knew that Destro and Devastator, they was the same voice, the same voice actor? Did y'all know that? That's true. You know what I'm saying? Even though Cobra Commander don't agree.
Unsubstantiated fantasy! Lies! 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 You cheated! I'm going to tell on you!
That's an Ariana Presley sitting up there in the on the congressional floor, sitting up there looking like the game master. You know what I'm saying? Big, bald, and mad. Big bearded, bald, and mad. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no crypto. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no crypto.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Why would anybody vote for them people, man? I don't understand it. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. Why do people, why? You know what I'm saying? She's gonna get up there on the House floor and just say this like she said something profound, and then go and sit down, and everybody's just gonna be awestruck at how absurdly not intelligent she is.
I'm the king of the world. You will bow down, bitches.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real. Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Shout out to Anton Dotson, man. Anton Dotson be telling the truth about these people. What you think about Ariana Presley, bro?
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real. Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Who would vote for him, man? God, man. Like, somebody make it make sense. I can't make sense of it. This is why I ask all these questions. I be asking people, man, please help me make sense of this stuff. I can't make sense of it. I can't make sense of it. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I bet you they're gonna have a nice little clip farm about the just brilliant things that she said on Forbes. They have some little 5 or 6 minute clips about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she used a Bic. She used a Bic. You know what I'm saying? She come out of the shower with her head looking like somebody just put a bunch of whipped cream on top of it. Her head be looking like a sundae. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody just threw a bunch of whipped cream on. It's time to shave it off. Did she use the hot towel on there? Probably on top of her head. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Who would go and sit down at the barbershop and say, give me the Jada Pinkett? Like, who does that? Is there anybody in the chat that sat down at the barbershop or the beauty shop and said, just give me the Jada Pinkett? You know what I'm saying? Like, take everything off the top, just above the eyebrow. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, man. Including my brain. You can go ahead and remove my brain. Just, you know what I'm saying? Get the Sharpie out, make a couple of perforation marks, and you know what I'm saying? You just put the ice cream scoop in there and just scoop it out like it's some soup. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody make sense. Make it make sense, man. You know what I'm saying? She looked like Magic Johnson. And I wish she would disappear like magic. But you know what I'm saying? She doesn't. For some reason, she keeps popping back up, just like diseases that people don't like. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, for years, the ban on these funds has limited the ways in which investors might have access to digital assets via regulated financial instruments. Japan appears to be closely monitoring the United States. Oh. Shout out to Carlton. Day. D-E-Y. Not D-I, not D-E-I. D-E-Y, right there. Following the culture. Hit the button. Hit the button. Shout out to AB Promotions. AB Promotions said, do Magic even still have the package? I don't know, but I'm not picking it up without gloves on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not picking up no delivery from Magic Johnson. If it say Magic Johnson, it better have some biohazard stickers on it. Oh, man. Shout out to Karen. Karen said, does that dude that does Cobra Commander and Starscream, should read Audible books? Bro, everybody would have if you listen to him read an Audible book and drank some coffee or Red Bull, you're going to straight up have a heart attack. You're going to straight have a heart attack, bro. That would be way too much. I mean, man, come on, man. Here's my question. What solutions are the Democrats offering for the financial challenges facing the United States? Oh, here's the challenge. Let's open the southern borders. You know what I'm saying? Let's provide incentives for businesses to hire labor at cheaper prices than it costs to hire Americans. I mean, I don't understand. I don't. I keep telling you guys, they keep calling the Democrats the woke mob. They're the broke mob. These are anti-wealth people. If you guys would agree that the Democrats are anti-wealth, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all haven't smashed the like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment and hit that bell. All right. Japan appears to be closely monitoring the United States' recent approval of numerous Bitcoin spot ETFs. All right. The introduction of crypto ETFs, according to analysts, would offer investors a more structured and secure method of participating in the digital asset market without the risks associated with direct ownership. All right. Look at this, man. Leading the culture, right? Leading the culture. You don't see people following the wealth gap. You see people you see entire countries following what's going on in the United States. Haven't they been talking about making tax reforms that favor crypto? If you guys have heard about that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys haven't, then give me a thumbs down. See, this is reality here, right? Japan advocates for tax reforms that favor crypto. And so what that's doing is that incentivizes the people in Japan to invest in cryptocurrency. If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Yeah, shout out to Carlton. Biden was doing the Build Back Better plan, and it wasn't doing anything for anybody. But at the same time, the same people that complain about Biden, they don't want to do anything else. They don't want to try anything new. Okay, well, let's get it. Crypto's a scam. Is it? How? Where's the scam at? Bitcoin is a scam. Where is the legislation on the Bitcoin scam? Listen, let me ask you guys this question. Cryptocurrency has been one of the most heavily and over-regulated areas of industry in the world over the last 10, 15 years. How could anything, if anything was a scam in crypto, they're on it immediately. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Patrick. Make sure y'all show Patrick some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Patrick. Patrick said, off topic, Eric Adams looks to have gotten clear. He's gonna come out and say, yeah, listen here, son. You know, for the most part, when it comes to mayors, you know, I'm like the XRP. I'm like the XRP of being a mayor. You know what I'm saying? At first, it was all on me. It was all over me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was just because, you know, I didn't really agree with what was going on. And now you can see that, you know, I'm clear. I'm clear. I told y'all wasn't nothing gonna happen to Eric Adams. I don't, honestly, like I said, I think Eric Adams might have went right on that line, but I don't think Eric Adams was doing nothing. Like I think if the trial had went through, it wouldn't nothing have happened anyway, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, of course, because this happened, it'll be quote unquote he got a Trump pardon, which he didn't, but that'll be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will say, you know, they'll cross their arms and proudly say, if you kiss Trump's ass, you'll get a pardon like Eric Adams. Yeah, there's no evidence of that. There's no evidence of that. You know what I'm saying? But on YouTube, you don't need any evidence. On YouTube, all you have to be is somebody's favorite YouTuber, and YouTube doesn't do validating fact checks, and all you have to do is say what your audience wants to hear, and it's fact. And it's fact. And if you disagree with what any of these individuals say, their mindless, brainless, lemming audiences will just, you know what I'm saying? They'll overrun your channel like a piece of meat that fell on the ground right next to an anthill. You know what I'm saying? They'll overrun your channel like somebody dropped a damn popsicle stick on the stoop in the summertime. You ever seen a bunch of little ants? It's a whole bunch of little red ants, and then maybe two big black ones, and the whole puddle is moving, and you like, man, what's going on? You look a little bit closer, and it's just completely covered with ants. That's what they do to your channel. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do to your channel. Shout out to my man Patrick. Make sure y'all show Patrick some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Patrick for funding the organization.
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
Shout out to AV Promotions, man. AV Promotions said, "You can't touch me, son." Facts. That's what Big E said. They not recognizing, son. They not recognizing. They 7:30 if they thought they was gonna put me behind bars. You know what I'm saying?
How do you think that we fund this organization, huh? We're not exactly the March of Dimes.
I bet you Biden mad hot, son. He mad tight. You know what I'm saying? Biden mad tight, son. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hunter got in trouble before I did, son. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man TD. TD said, Big 47 freed big homie Adams. MAGA is forever. MAGA is one for the children. Man, I'm dead. Oh, man. Somebody said that DEI stands for That's Enough Idiocy. Is that true? Yeah, he definitely 7:30 mad tight, son. He mad tight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Shout out to my man Detroit 313. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure you guys show Detroit 313 some love. Throw some flames, some radiation emoji, and some ducks in the chat for Detroit 313 for standing on business for 11 months. I appreciate you, bro. Detroit 313 said, remember March 10th of 2025 is where altcoins will explode. We're going to hold them to that. Y'all already know what to do. Write it down. Write it down. Take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. Make sure y'all show Detroit 313 some love.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Man, I'm telling you, I don't know what's up with the drops. I don't know what's up with the drops. And shout out to everybody watching. I appreciate you guys. If you all have not smashed that like button yet, please do me a favor. Take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, please take a moment, hit that bell. And also, please share the stream to your social media. All right. So now it says here, apart from the acceptance of ETFs, Japan is looking at major tax changes that would boost the attractiveness of Bitcoin investments. All right. So now let me ask you guys this question. If Japan is capable of doing this, my question is, as things start to filter through and as funds start to go into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin for tax advantages and for tax protection, what's going to happen to the price? Let me know in the chat what's going to happen to the price. Currently, profits from cryptocurrency are liable to tax rates ranging from up to 55%, which has discouraged investors. That's more than half, man. How is that acceptable? That's more than half. You know what I'm saying? Still, authorities are thinking about lowering the rate to 20 to match the taxation of stock and other traditional financial assets. All right. This change most likely would be a motivation for other traders and institutions to enter the market. If implemented, the new tax policy has the potential to establish Japan as one of the most crypto-friendly economies in Asia, thereby attracting substantial capital inflows. All right. So now, again, I want to ask you guys this question. Do you all notice that a lot of these companies are now taking on the narrative of we are a crypto-friendly country? It's now an advertising point to say, hey, you have crypto? Come to us. We will make your crypto experience easy if you invest your crypto and stay here in our country. Now, let me ask you guys this question. When it comes to financially, right? What culture are they following? Financially, we following the culture, right? What culture is being followed? Are these people chasing the wealth gap? Or are they chasing wealth creation? Which one? We chasing the wealth gap? Or are we chasing wealth creation? Now, if we talk about the wealth gap versus wealth creation, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, they not like, right? They not like, right? So they chasing the wealth creation culture, which is indeed a culture. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, along with a bigger plan to make regulations clear. Wait a minute, where else are they trying to make regulations clear? Somebody give me, where else are they trying to make regulations clear? Let me ask you guys this quick. Why is the rest of the world doing the exact same thing that the United States is doing? Along with a bigger plan to make regulation clearer, the FSA is also considering whether cryptocurrency should be considered regular financial assets like stocks or bonds. If this goes into action, crypto assets will have to follow stricter rules for reporting and disclosing information. This will make the industry more open and protect investors. And again, that's not why they want that. They want that so that the government can keep track of it and be able to appropriately divvy out and determine what their cut should be. Anytime anybody says regulations and they say that they create quote unquote regulations for the quote unquote benefit of the investor, it's never for the benefit of the investor. It's for the transparency of the government so that the government can track and see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. This change in the law may calm big investors' fears of price manipulation, fraud, and a lack of oversight, which has been holding them back in the past. Now, again, right, this is hilarious. This is holding them back, but this is literally something that goes on in every investment market. Price manipulation goes on with stock. It goes on with dollars. You know what I'm saying? Listen, interest rate increases and printing money. That's dollar price manipulation, right? Or fiat currency price manipulation, right? If you guys would agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Carlton. Carlton says, because the United States leads the financial culture. I would agree. I would agree. If you guys would agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. The United States leads the financial culture. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Japan's move to recognize digital assets as a safe form of investment could be a model for other countries to follow. And again, you know, shout out to Japan for doing this, but Japan is following the United States more, not actually following the United States, following the United States under Trump doing this, right? Like, I mean, that's just the facts, because the United States wasn't doing this. The United States was doing Operation Choke Point 2.0, you know what I'm saying, and getting cheered on by people voting Democrats. You know what I'm saying? So let's actually take a look at something else here. I want to show you guys something else. How many people have heard about this? This is more cryptocurrency adoption news. All right. They can't stop the bum rush. Y'all remember that song by Criss Cross? Who remember Criss Cross? They can't stop the bum rush. You know what I'm saying? Florida Bitcoin investment bill filed by state senator. For cryptocurrency to not be something political, there sure is a lot of stuff going on politically with crypto. Anybody want to explain that? Anybody want to explain that? You know? So this is what they're doing in Florida. Bitcoin investment bill filed by state senator. All right. Florida Republican Senator Joe Gruthers filed a bill on Friday proposing that the state be allowed to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. All right, so these bills are popping up all over the place. Now, shout out to Shatira. What's good with it, Shatira? Let me ask y'all this question. What kind of policies do the Democrats put forward that are pro-wealth, that will help you build your wealth, that'll help you maintain your purchasing power? What kind of policies do the Democrats do that'll have you eating good under the Democrats? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said none. I agree. Shout out to Jesse. Jesse said none. Patrick said none. I agree. Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 said none. I agree. I agree with you guys. Now, you have to ask yourself the question, if this is the case, then should anybody be taken serious that complains about financial difficulty, that votes for them for 60 years at an 80% rate? Should that individual be taken serious? I'm broke. I'm upset. Well, what do you do about it? I vote for people that want to maintain me being broke. Feel sorry for me, please. I don't understand how that makes any sense. I don't understand how that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, Gruter's bill outlines that Florida's CFO investments in Bitcoin may not exceed 10% of the total funds in any account. All right. Florida Republican Senator Joe Gruthers filed a bill on Friday proposing that the be allowed. I don't know what that means. To state invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. They got to stop letting ChatGPT write these articles. There's nothing wrong with humans writing articles. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree there's nothing wrong with humans writing articles, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree and you think AI should write the articles, give me a thumbs down. I think that humans can write articles, and I think that humans spell check, you know what I'm saying, and edit, right? But I mean, you know, people, whatever, you know what I'm saying? In the bill, the senator suggests Florida's chief financial officer be allowed to use public funds to make investments in Bitcoin and other digital assets for a quote unquote certain purpose. All right. Last October, Florida's chief financial officer, Jimmy Petronis, said that the state held about $800 million in crypto-related investments. All right, now here goes my question. How many people knew that Florida held close to $1 billion in crypto-related investments? Shout out to my man TD. TD said, check. I got you, bro. Hold on real quick. Where's the last? Oh, here it is. Shout out to TD. TD said, you might be able to argue that we're actually experiencing the last dips in the crypto market. Now, I would say we're experiencing quote unquote last dips in the crypto market at the certain level before it levels up, right? Before it levels up. As far as last dips, I believe that in any market where there's any volatility, which is every market, there will always be dips. But if you're talking about like a quote unquote 5-digit era of Bitcoin, I would not disagree with that. I would agree that at these current price levels, this might be the end of an era. And we've seen the end of eras. We've seen the 1-digit Bitcoin era. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the 2-digit Bitcoin era. We've seen the 3-digit Bitcoin era. We've seen the 4-digit Bitcoin era. We've now are in the 5-digit Bitcoin era. And we're moving into the permanent 6-digit Bitcoin era. Once we get to the permanent 6-digit Bitcoin era, and again, that's not me saying not to continue to invest. It's just we're going to be in that era now. And, the things that people say about Bitcoin now at the levels of the price that it's at, they're going to really be saying that when it's at $1 million. Oh, I can't afford it. I mean, you can literally buy $5 on Cash App, but okay. Right. People will be driving around in a car and say that costs $70,000 and tell you that they can't afford $2 worth of Bitcoin. It's just bizarre. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would totally agree with you, bro. I would totally agree. All right. Yeah. Florida has close to $1 billion worth of crypto assets. You know what I'm saying? He also said, now again, like I said, if people were actually on it like the way that they should be on it, why are people not saying, hey, if you're going to get crypto, use crypto to pay Americans what you owe Americans first? Use crypto to first repair the Social Security fund. No one cares. No one cares. That's why. And that's why they don't deserve anything. No one deserves Social Security. If you don't have enough sense to advocate for your own well-being, you don't deserve to be well. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve to be well. You know what I'm saying? He also said that the amount of state funds invested in crypto could grow if Donald Trump became president. Trump took office last month after winning the election in November. The U.S. government is investing in Bitcoin. Specifically, a strategic reserve has been a hot topic of conversation since Trump mentioned the possibility when on the campaign trail last year, right? Some of the sources of public funds referenced in the bill from which capital can be allocated into Bitcoin include the General Revenue Fund, the Budget Stabilization Fund, trust funds, and all agency funds of each state agency and of the judicial branch. The bill also proposes authorizing the trustee of the State Board of Administration to invest and reinvest available funds of the system trust fund in Bitcoin, providing that investment of public funds in Bitcoin are exempt from certain security requirements. All right. So again, even within the United States, things are trending towards more cryptocurrency adoption. All right. And you guys know what time it is, right? It's time for the 4:30. It's time for the 4:30. Give me 1 second. Let me go turn this alarm off real quick and I'll be right back. Hang tight. Now, you want to know what's funny about that alarm? The funny thing about that alarm is actually set for that time, right? For Just Talking with TD and Rob. It's set for that. It's set for that time for Just Talking with TD and Rob. Now, check this out. We're about to ask this question. How many people think that Bitcoin can hold a price of $97,000? You guys think that Bitcoin can hold a price of $97,000? If you can, give me a thumb. If you think that it can, give me a thumbs up. If you think that it cannot, then give me a thumbs down. All right. So take a look at this. We're going to get to that $97,000 Bitcoin in a minute. All right. Check this out. BlackRock to launch new Bitcoin ETP for European markets. So we talked about Japan and we talked about Europe. Where is the price action for all of this? BlackRock to launch new Bitcoin ETP for European market. The fund would be based on Switzerland and is unlikely to be in an IBIT wrapper. Let me ask you guys this question. How many people, if BlackRock said, I'll manage your portfolio for free, how many people would let BlackRock manage their portfolio? If you guys would let BlackRock manage your portfolio, if they offered to do it for free, give me a thumbs up. If you wouldn't let them, then give me a thumbs down and let me know why you wouldn't. I'm not letting BlackRock manage my portfolio. Well, why not? I have no idea why not. I'm just saying that I'm not, just to say that I'm not, just to say something, just to be a part of the conversation. Shout out to more Ovaltine, please. That's hilarious. Yo, these new people, these new cats, bro, they don't know nothing about no damn Ovaltine. You know what I'm saying? How many people used to drink Ovaltine? Do they still? I think they still make it, believe it or not. The malt cold chocolate drink. You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious. That's like, I can't believe it's not butter. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe it's not Bitcoin. Somebody need to come out with a commercial like that. We want an XRP reserve. What you talking about? I can't believe it's not Bitcoin. I want a Solana reserve. I can't believe it's not Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? I'm invested. What you got? Gold, treasury bonds, stocks. I can't believe it's not Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? So now here says BlackRock is preparing to introduce an exchange-traded product linked to Bitcoin in Europe. Bloomberg News reported on February 5th. According to sources familiar with the matter, the fund is expected to be domiciled in Switzerland, and BlackRock could begin marketing the product as early as this month. Now, you would think that people would see BlackRock and MicroStrategies and all these different companies, they coming up with all these different wrappers for Bitcoin and all these different Bitcoin products, and you still got people thinking it's a scam. Now, let me ask you this question. For the most part, Bitcoin is now available in every package that's available to traditional investors. Would you guys agree? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to William Morant. William Morant says, BlackRock will exhaust your Bitcoin to advance their Bitcoin fund and leave you with nothing. Now, let me ask you guys this, and I'm going to ask you this. If that's what they did with their Bitcoin, or if that's what they did with their financial model, do you think that they would still have the clientele that they have? If I'm not mistaken, I think that BlackRock manages over $1 trillion in assets. If they were consistently doing that, would they continue to manage $1 trillion in assets, or would people move their funds to other places? That's my question. Let me know what you guys think. Shout out to More Ovaltine, please. More Ovaltine, please, says BlackRock's operation portfolio is encompass ownership of the known world. So that's my reason. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, to be honest, that's what the evidence shows. That's what they're doing. They're buying up all the Bitcoin. They're buying up all the land. They, for the most part, are buying everything so that essentially anybody who's not BlackRock or who's not part of BlackRock is paying BlackRock some amount of money to do anything. You will pay BlackRock to breathe. And that will get a return for their shareholders. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to be honest, like, you know, it's interesting. Bitcoin is an electronic store of value. It could be argued that someone could possibly say BlackRock is looking to be a corporate store of value, just in a different and more nefarious way than Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down. So now here it says Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert said BlackRock could potentially launch the new ETP in a similar way it did in Canada. The Canadian ETP is a wrapper for IBIT, BlackRock's spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund available in the US. However, Seifert noted that such a move would have a low chance of success in Europe. All right. So now here we talk about the war of fees. All right. Shout out to William. William says they would move their funds elsewhere, but I know they have levels. I have seen this happen with corporate stocks, and they have had to hurry up and move my money. Now, it was BlackRock that did this, because we're talking about BlackRock specifically. And my thing is, where is the evidence that shows BlackRock will do XYZ with Bitcoin and harm their investors? Where's the evidence that shows them doing that? Because, you know what I'm saying? If it's there, we definitely can talk about it, right? Because I don't think BlackRock is, you know, they definitely got nefarious purposes. But if there's no evidence of something happening, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just going to say, like, this is what happens because I just think that this happens. There's got to be substantiating evidence. Is there a major lawsuit that has taken place with BlackRock mismanaging funds? Is there a major lawsuit, a class action lawsuit that shows that BlackRock has been less than transparent with their investors? Have they not filed all of the proper transparency paperwork? Are they not writing their contracts in a way that shows what they actually plan on doing with the funds? Where is this stuff at with the evidence? You know what I'm saying? Because what one could say is that with BlackRock's investment strategy, they have enriched their clientele. Is this something that can we all agree that people continue to use BlackRock because BlackRock significantly increases their worth? Okay, right. So shout out to William. William says no, not BlackRock. Right. BlackRock. Right. I have that more of an opinion and zero fact. They are suspect to me. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Now, me, you know, I gotta have evidence. I like if there's evidence, let me know. Now, here's my question, right? What would be the evidence of suspicion? What would be the evidence of suspicion? Shout out to Cameron. Cameron says they're an illegal monopoly. I wouldn't disagree with that. You know, when it comes to monopolies, for the most part, they let monopolies exist that they want to exist. Monopolies that allow the United States to have a lot of global power, they turn a blind eye to them, right? Monopolies, you know, that are of less use, yeah, they get the hammer brought down on them. Vanguard, facts. Now, if you ask me, right, if we compare BlackRock's investment portfolio to the United States Social Security portfolio, which one would you say has performed better? That's my question for you guys. And this is a question for everybody. BlackRock versus the United States Social Security. Here's another question. Why hasn't the Doge government organization looked into where our Social Security money is? How come they haven't done that? I'm going to tell you why. Because Elon Musk has a bunch of fan people. All they care about is just, you know, that Elon Musk is there. That's it. Dude, it's our guy, Elon. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit 313. Detroit 313 says, where can you buy L3? Crypto.com. I mess with L3. I buy that on the dips as often as I can. It is performed very well. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, right? I want to know the evidence that would lead somebody, because we got to look at this stuff, right? The evidence that would lead somebody to suspicion of quote unquote BlackRock. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You know who I'm suspicious of? I'm suspicious of people that have no wealth or no worth. Those people are the ones that I'm the most suspicious of. A company that has $1 trillion in assets, I'm looking at them and I'm going to say, how did they get $1 trillion in assets? I also look at people that don't have anything, and I look at people that don't have anything, and I say, I want to do exactly opposite of what those people have done. So overall, right, the people who are suspect to me are those who don't have shit. Because in most cases, those people are the ones who seem to literally chest pound with the sage advice. And that's cool, but you ain't got shit. So why should I listen to your advice if you ain't got shit? And why should I be suspect of someone that has amassed a multi-trillion-dollar business? Remember when Biggie said, I got a step-by-step booklet for you to get? Who you gonna get a step-by-step booklet from? BlackRock or Wealth Gap Culture? Who you gonna get the book from? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to William. William says BlackRock are profiteers off war and other means, but war is good for pockets, which means that they're making their clientele money, right? Which is what they're supposed to be doing, right? And now here's my question, right? Simply living in the United States, whether you agree with it, right? Whether you agree with the war or not, simply being in the United States, you don't even have to be a citizen. Simply standing in the United States right now, currently, you benefit off war. So my thing is if benefiting off war is a standard, then the standard has to be upheld across all areas. So any benefit of war should be shunned and gone against. So anybody that has an issue with benefiting off of war should immediately leave the United States right now, because the United States is where it is because of war. You know what I'm saying? I don't disagree with anything you said. I agree with this comment 100%, bro. But I don't believe that should be a contingency of whether people should invest or not. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said they ain't sharing that book. I get right. Shout out to William. William said BlackRock and exercise due diligence. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say, you know how they put out those publications? I would say, read those, highlight certain things, and then pay attention to what else you see going on in the market and compare it against other information. I would never say to trust anyone with your money 100%. But I would also say not to ignore successful track records either. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shout out to AB. AB says a lot of companies profit off war. We just don't see or know. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to be honest, like you know what I'm saying? Like we get the residual benefit of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to William. Of course we do. Hell, I've even served. Yeah, facts. And thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. You know what I'm saying? My thing is a lot of popular talking points or a lot of popular talk has literally programmed people to have a autonomic anti-wealth stance on making money for themselves. And I think that those things should be deprogrammed. And I think that people should make as much money for themselves as they possibly can. The reason why is because in most cases, no one's going to make the money for you. And then people are going to sit there and ask you, well, why don't you have any money? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to William. William says, I made most of my money through the military industrial complex. Bro, do you know, like, just so many products that we use that have come out of the military is wild. Is a lot of stuff, like, people don't even know. Like the cars and motorcycles and, you know what I'm saying, like certain construction equipment and all that stuff, electricity, TVs and stuff. Like, a lot of that stuff came out of DARPA, bro. So many people don't even know. A lot of the pesticides and stuff like that, like all the poisons and stuff like that they used to use in the military. Now Monsanto is using that as active ingredients in the food and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And people don't even know. People don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cameron. Cameron said benefits aren't equally distributed. We get our leg blown off. They buy yachts and raise our rent. Yeah, well, that's because there's a they. And that's because people don't want. If people redistributed resources on their own, then possibly people could have control over how resources get distributed. But what people need to understand is that people don't want to. They don't want to have control over the resources. Like the whole cryptocurrency experiment has shown a lot about people. I believe that we should no longer talk about people as a collective. We, quote unquote, as people, don't care about benefits. We don't care about logic. We don't care about anything important. A small majority, the 80-20 principle holds. A small majority of people actually care about these things. Right? A large majority does not. Yeah, shout out to William. William says, the BlackRock Municipal Analyst Team has identified several areas of opportunities and risks for investors when investing in California municipal bonds. I believe it. I believe it. Shout out to Katsy. Katsy says most of our tech comes from the military. Yeah. A lot of logistics and total quality management stuff come from the military as well. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing is, people say these things, and war is an industry, right? War is an industry. And if you take a macro or microeconomics class, they'll tell you that one of the things that stimulates the macroeconomic environment of particular countries is war. You know what I mean? It's war. So now here it says, Seifert highlighted that BlackRock Bitcoin ETPs in the US and Canada have fees of 25 basis points and 32 basis points, respectively. Notably, European products already offer exposure to Bitcoin through funds carrying a 25% basis fee. All right. Eric Bocanis also showed interest in seeing the fees charged by BlackRock in Europe. He explained that the U.S. is commonly the best in the rest of the world in terms of cost and liquidity. All right. So this European market is small, but sometimes when it comes to a small market can come with big profits, right? Look at Dogecoin, small coin, you know what I'm saying, come with big profits if you've been holding it over the last 6-7 years, right? A relatively small market. The European market for crypto ETPs includes more than 160 products that track Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital assets. Now, again, let me ask you guys this question. Ethereum is not really performing the best when it comes to price, but what you see is that these financial products that keep coming out, they're not coming out with Ethereum financial products. Let me ask you guys this. Is that an indication of anything? Is that something that should be paid attention to? The Ethereum price, it's not really reflecting the way that we would want it to reflect. But for whatever reason, though, these companies keep coming out with Ethereum products. What does that say? They see something, and that's what they get paid for. They get paid to see things that other people either ignore, can't see, or don't see, right? The market's cumulative value is $17.3 billion. Bocanis highlighted that the European crypto ETF landscape is barely on the leaderboard, as the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs represent 91% of the global share. And again, does the price of Bitcoin reflect that? If the price of Bitcoin reflects that, give me a thumbs up. If the price of Bitcoin does not reflect that, then give me a thumbs down. And my question is, well, okay, well, why doesn't the price of Bitcoin reflect that then? Again, we got to keep asking that question. Is the price of Bitcoin not reflecting that because of a pending implosion that could possibly come? Or is it because of price manipulation and other variables? We got to ask that question, right? We got to ask that question. He assessed that BlackRock had a chance to succeed by bridging the U.S. Terradrome to Europe. Yet Bocanis noted that European investors, unlike U.S. and Asian investors, have less appetite for riskier investment products. According to Farside Investors, IBIT recorded $40.7 billion in net inflows as of February 4th. Its inflows are over 3 times larger than Fidelity's T.F.T.C, the second largest spot Bitcoin ETF. All right. So again, you know, they're wrapping these Bitcoin products, making more Bitcoin products, and making it more easy for investors, traditional investors, to be able to get involved in and benefit from the volatility of Bitcoin. All right. So, you know, again, the crypto market is going to zero. Yeah, the crypto market is going to zero. That's because people are taking the profitable cryptocurrencies and turning them into other products that are not crypto to make money off of them, while, you know, some people just sit around and stare. You know what I mean? And, you know, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you other than, you know, just, you know what I'm saying, when the market is down, keep stacking when the crypto is on discount. And don't share your crypto when it blows up. You know what I'm saying? When everybody else is ordering tacos, make sure you order the most obnoxious, best cut of steak that you can get and eat it while you're chomping, you know what I'm saying, with food coming all out of your mouth right in front of them, with a nice bottle of overpriced wine. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to each and every one of you for coming through. I appreciate you. Make sure if y'all haven't hit that like button yet, y'all do. All right. If y'all haven't shared the stream, make sure y'all do. If y'all not subscribed to my backup channels, make sure y'all do. All right. Shout out to the stream sponsors. Please make sure you show these people love, because as you all know, without the stream sponsors, ain't no streams. All right. Shout out to my man AB. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Make sure y'all show Brooklyn Queen some love. Definitely appreciate you, Brooklyn Queen. Shout out to my man Patrick Tyler. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to my man AB on the again side. Definitely appreciate you, bro. Again! On my end, the drops ain't playing. Let's try it again. Again! All right, there we go. And shout out to my man Detroit 313. I definitely appreciate you. And as always, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Tell him, bro. Yeah. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, I know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I fuck with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, I know it's anything but luck. It's anything but
diamond in the rough, yeah, we had it tough, yeah, we had the pressure and the pressure done its stuff. Oh, I'm not flexing when I'm brushing off the dust, no. All this pain and the tears made my shoulders bust. In this life, gotta do what you must, build your value up, gotta earn trust, avoid fuss. Maybe you don't know the facts, you don't know enough. You can judge me all you want, cause every day I send love. Every day I do me, makes me wanna see you, makes me wanna see more, makes me wanna see through. Maybe we become one, maybe this is the thing. There's an energy and flavor to the things that you bring to the table, any way you're able. Real work turns into gold when you're stable. Now life feels sweet like syrup, like maple. Wouldn't change a thing about my past to stay grateful.
I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I fuck with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now, I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now. I'm busy doing me, I'm out their range, I'm out of reach now. Almost let it drown, but they found me off the freestyle. Product of that ground, you seeing her eye me down. She wanna vibe, trying to see if she can slide. It's in the green now, it's snakes from my past. They look at me where I'm at, thinking they can hit my line, and I'ma help them on their feet now. I had a few I looked up to, they showing different shades. They might have blocked a couple rays, but now they watching my beam down. I struggle to open doors to places that come to life if I step inside. I learned to cut the keys down. Got it locked, this demon stirring the pot with pretty faces and plots that try to knock me off my feet now. No new friends, I had so many hit my line for the freebie, but if you see me out, you gotta pay the fee now. All these things you never cared to see me for is what I let the world see now. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now, I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I fuck with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now, I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now.